MG, that's how we live. Okay, let's go, 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 okay, let's go.
Welcome, y'all. Welcome to another episode of 7 p.m. in Philly. Collabed with the Rapping Reason. My dog Earl's here.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Earl's
sir.
here. Scooty Bang Bang's here.
That's me, baby. Bang,
You know what I
bang.
mean? And for the second time, gracing the pod,
times.
my my dog, my brother, Miles, motherfucking Anthony is here. Clap it up. Let's go. Two times.
The double up,
man.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Miles, man.
Yo, man, thank you for having me back, man.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful
it's-
thing,
it's-
man. It's been a while, man.
I'm happy you here with us, man. I'm happy you here with us,
I'm happy
man.
to be here.
We had to make it. You mean it was the top of the year, and I was like, you know what? We got to get Miles back. We got to collab with Rapper Reason, so we was like, you know what? We got to do it proper. And the first artist I wanted to grace the pod had to be my dog, Miles, man. Miles, man.
I think I had the record for a minute, the longest pod, right?
Man, shit.
I had the record for
It was for a minute.
It was definitely a long ass pod. We took a break.
We took a break,
man.
and like filmed enough for a whole nother episode.
Yeah,
we did.
We definitely did.
We broke that record in December with Rapping Reason.
Yeah.
We was down here.
Did y'all?
Yes. We cut the episode down. The final drum was like a hour and like 13.
Something like that.
But we recorded. We have like almost 2 hours on wax.
Damn,
So
that's crazy. So like you really brought us both in here. So this is like low key like a undisputed. Like this is like a
if y'all got plans, cancel them. Right. If y'all got plans, cancel them. We gonna be here for the next 4 to 5.
I was building with Earl before the pod, man. He's a good guy, man. For
That's
sure.
the same. Likewise.
Yeah.
We'd be remiss to not shout out Jeremy McCool, man.
Yeah,
My
shout out to Jeremy, shout out to G,
Yep.
shout out to
GG.
Linz,
Shout out Lindsay.
shout out
Shout out to
Lindsay,
Linz.
shout
Feel
out
better,
to
Linz.
Linz. Feel
Sorry, I
better,
never
Linz.
text you back, Lance. My bad. I was there. I was supposed to be here. You text me about the pod. I got so caught up in everything. I'm so sorry, Lance. When you see this,
We love you,
Yeah.
Liz.
I appreciate you.
Mama
Love you,
Bear
sis.
Linz, Mama Bear
Sure.
Linz, man.
That's right, man.
But yeah, man. But how's everything going, Miles?
Everything's going good, man. I've been busy, man.
Yeah.
So this past year, man, it's been transformative.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying I've learned so much about like myself, like all the like the difficult time, or like going through all like those difficult times. You really you learn more about yourself sometimes than the actual process, like what the process was. Like because like how you respond to those things says a lot. So like those moments where I'm like, you know what, I'm getting rid of everything. I'm quitting all of this. Those moments where I'm like, you know what, this happened. All right, it's all good. So we're going to stay the course.
Right.
What were one of those? What were one of those transformative moments for you? Like, what was the obstacle?
I feel like my music wasn't translating like I wanted to at first. Like I dropped a year ago today, almost a year ago today, I dropped my debut. I dropped it on, I think, the 11th of January 2024. I dropped like my debut project. I had like Overdue on it and everything like that.
Yeah.
Things not translating like I wanted to. Like that project taking a long time, like to even come together. Me taking breaks of that recording process to take care of other life things and stuff.
Right,
And I put the
100%.
first thing first. And
Yeah.
like then finally really kind of like digging my feet into my own sound, and then that project getting taken down, which we'll talk about at some point.
Oh, we got to talk about that.
Yeah, we got
Definitely got to talk about that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's real.
And then now in this creative space that I'm in right now, which is like, I don't think I would be in the space that I am now. Like with some of the music that you guys heard, I wouldn't be that artist if what happened before didn't happen.
Yeah.
So it's like now I look at it, I'm like, I'll talk to my engineer about this. Almost every time we do another record or a new record, I always tell him like, yo, I think I'm unlocking something. I think I figured something out. Like I was like, I think I kind of figured out the algorithm a little bit with like what works. Because every time we do another record, he's always like, yo, like this is. Before it was like, I think this would be pretty cool. Let's see if we can kind of. But now every time we do a song, it's just like
The receptive energy is even different.
it's so to a point where it's starting to become just like expected. Like I'll send something off, I'm like, yo, this is crazy, and they'll be like, like this is what I expect now.
Yeah.
Like,
Nah, it means dog. Like it's crazy because I met you at a show.
Yeah, which is crazy.
I met you at a show.
At the Chitty Bang. Was that Chitty Bang?
no, that was
the Mike Boss.
was it
Kung Fu Necktie.
Kung Fu Necktie.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
So I'm chilling there, and I was just like, I heard his music, and I was just like, that shit just it hit different.
Yeah.
It hit different, and I'll be honest with you, Miles was in there just fucking around.
Yeah, he was.
He wasn't even like being serious.
Half his set was a stand-up bit.
Right. He was just
No, boys, I be on stage clowning.
Yeah, yo.
right. He wasn't even serious. He was just like, yo, y'all like it, listen to this shit. If not, whatever. Fuck y'all, whatever.
And he was dolo.
Right.
Yeah,
he was
I
by
came up there
himself.
dolo.
Yep.
And like I just heard him, and he was just messing around, and I was like, yo, homie's nice. And like he was just playing around. I was like, but if he really locked in and wasn't fucking around, was just really being serious and really being himself, like fully, like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna perform. I'm like, this is gonna be different.
Yeah.
So after he performed and everything, I went up to him. I was like, yo, dog, I fucks with your music.
Yep.
And I don't think a lot of dudes do that.
They don't.
Nah.
Like,
You
especially
see it a lot of artist to artist, not like fan to artist.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
Or spectator to artist.
Right. And then, especially in Philadelphia.
Especially
What?
in Philly.
That's a cardinal rule. You remember cardinal rules?
Right.
Shit's crazy.
So for me, I walked up to him. I was like, yo, fam, your music is dope. Like, what you did up there was fire. Like, I'd love to have you on my pod. Like, I got a new pod, whatever.
Yeah.
I would love to have you on and perform or whatever. And he was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And that's when I knew, one, he was a cool nigga, because most niggas would be like, yeah, I talked to I'll hit you up. What's your
What's your
Instagram?
Instagram? What's your
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Give you the rigmarole, whatever. Miles was like, Miles was like, yo, let's do this. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely love, man. And then we've been rocking ever since, man.
He came through like a couple weeks later. It wasn't like a long
weeks.
time. Yeah, it wasn't like a long time that went by.
No, and
That's
me and
love.
Steve, we still like
We
tell, like,
talk
like,
all the
everything
time.
cool?
Miles sent me music all the time. Like,
you
you
under the weather, everything cool, Happy New Year.
Yeah,
Sure,
right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we created a great relationship since that, man. You know what I mean?
it's love.
And like for me, it's like, yo, listen, man, like I created this podcast for us. You know what I'm saying? To help my people out. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like I've always told you, Miles, you got a home here, and that's why you number one on.
Anytime the pod has something, I always try to at least interact for
Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah.
In the thread, if there's like, hey, what
We
you
be
guys think
bidding in the
about
comments.
Right.
Like it be in it, like if you did like the guys in there kind of going back and forth, and then I might throw my 2 cents in there.
sure.
Try to share the pod, anything that's kind of going on, man. Like this was really one of the first like platforms, like when I really started stepping up with this music shit. Like this was like one of the first ones. So in a lot of ways, like this in a lot of ways is home base.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. So for sure, anytime like, hey, come through the pod or like there's opinion on something, I'm always trying to like, all right, cool.
100%.
It's never out of the way for me.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And then honestly, for me, man, like, and I go around the city and I listen. I like to listen to a lot of music, man.
Yeah.
And one thing I will say about you, Miles, man, like, you're really a step ahead than a lot of these other niggas out here. You just haven't. They just don't see it yet.
Some do.
No. Trust me, I understand, but I'm talking about the masses.
Yeah.
Once the masses get a taste of it, pause.
Big pause.
That's crazy.
Taste of what exactly?
What did you mean by that?
Earl and Scooter, cut it out, man. Y'all niggas quit it.
Pause, guys.
Once the masses see what's going on, man, it's I can't take y'all niggas serious at all,
Can't
bro.
get it out of his head.
Nah,
I get what you mean. For sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
You're gonna be out of here, and y'all hearing this first.
Yeah.
Once y'all see and hear what my dog is doing, fam,
Facts.
he's out of here.
Rapping.
So at the end of the day, man, like keep
Yeah,
doing
like
that
we-
shit. You know what I'm
like,
saying?
I think that's starting to, for the first time, like I've been doing this for like forever now, but like this is the first time like with this project that I got coming out, which I'm going to shamelessly plug like throughout the show.
Absolutely, for
It's called-
sure.
Absolutely.
It's called Indigo.
Yeah.
As in the color Indigo.
Yeah.
Like this is the first time where that's kind of starting to become like a realization now.
All right.
Always thought I was dope. Like I was like, I'm dope. I can always make a dope song and a dope track and everything like that.
All right.
But I'm starting to really become like, number one, a serious fan of my own music, which is crazy. Like I listen to my own stuff like as like not even like listening to for flaws and tweaks. I'd listen to that anyway, but now I'm just like I thoroughly enjoy this because now I'm starting to make music that first and foremost I like for me. Like I make music that I want to hear. Yeah, that I'm just not hearing from anybody else. And now, and I think with that there comes a certain level of freedom in creating and like rapping and just making music that I maybe never had before. And like I can hear it and things I can do on record now that I might have been uncomfortable doing like months ago, like changing the pitch of my voice, just kind of there playing around. Like
that's what I noticed on that
hearing
track.
certain things. I'm like, yo, we're gonna like drop some stuff out. I'll punch back in and we'll do it this way. Like stuff that I'm just a little bit more, you know, as far as like creatively, where I'm just like, yo, and like when I see like when that happens upstairs, like I can actually put it on wax now, and then like I can hear it back, and it sounds about exactly the same as what I heard in my head. And then I can see that it's resonating with other people. This is the first time where I'm just like, yo, hold on, like we something's happening. I think we really, this is a real thing now. You know, this can really happen now.
Yeah. And when did you get to that point? Because what you're describing is something very few people get to experience. It's like opening your own world up, like on some GTA shit in a sense. Like you can do whatever you want, right? Like that comes with countless thousands of hours in the studio, having success, failures, and then successes again. How did you get to that point that you're in now, that space?
Just how you described it. Reps. Countless reps. Like I'm at a point now where motivation, I don't have a motivating factor. I don't run off motivating factors. Like this is what I'm supposed to be doing anyway. So I'm not going to wait till I'm motivated to do it. I'm always going to do it. And in the process of doing it, and I get motivated and I get into that zone, then I'm in that zone. But I was already doing it before. It's like if you ask somebody in any other, and it's crazy because I feel like this is something that's really unique just to like creatives in a lot of ways, where it's like they feel like the motivator is the reason why they should get up to go do something. When they should get up to go do it, and in the middle of you going through the process of you doing what you're supposed to do, let the motivation hit you then. Right. Like, what if you were like watching? We talk about this all the time, like in sports, right? Right. Think about all like your favorite players who don't get up to play. Who don't get up to play, even when they don't feel like it. Like we praise the ones that do get up and play when they don't feel like it. We praise Flu Game Mike. Right. He could have took that game off. Like unmotivated, took that game off. We wouldn't be talking about that.
Broken finger code.
You know what I'm saying? Broken finger. All that. We talk about AI all the time. All the games that he could have ribs, fingers, ankles,
everything,
and all that
shins,
stuff like that hurt. Still out there.
Hips.
Yo. And then like still out there, he'll still give you 25, 30. And then one day he might get into a zone. And next you know it's a 55-point game. Like would you rather him just sit out all that time and just only come in when he was motivated to give you a 55-point game? Or do you want to get your money's worth regardless if he felt like getting up or not, still want to go out there and do what he was supposed to do? And that's how I've been like kind of hitting it off with music. It's like rap after rap. I don't have to feel motivated. I don't have to feel in a mood to write. I'm just going to.
That's a beautiful space to be in, man.
It is.
That's a very beautiful space to be in. And, you know, being in that space is also tricky.
Tricky as hell.
It's very tricky, especially when you're making shit and you're making shit at a high clip. Because you make shit and it stacks up, right? So
it does.
Do you ever find yourself getting into demo-itis? Like you fall in love with the shit that is still unfinished to a sound or a direction?
All the time. Like,
because that shit is dangerous,
It's
bro.
dangerous as hell. Like, and I always admire people who are able to build crazy catalogs. Like, when it's like I've like over like I'll say maybe over the last like 5 months I maybe have enough music to probably put out like 3 projects right now. Maybe 3, close to 4 projects right now. And I always like tip my hat to like dudes like Wayne. Like when he went on that run, I don't think even artists that make music, I don't think people really understand how crazy that was.
Think about how much music
Dedication,
he dropped.
Drought 3, like, and then in between mixtapes, he's
Lil
Louisiana, he'll give you like Dedication 1.5.
Yeah.
And it'd be like
come on.
6 more songs that
The
just
shit with
didn't make
Joel.
this.
the tape with Jewel,
including in the middle of that, I'm gonna do an album in between. I'm gonna give you Carter 3
with no
and
skips.
I'm gonna do features.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do other people's stuff. And in the midst of this, and I'm gonna give you like all my mixtapes.
So you think,
I'm like,
that's the shit he dropped.
crazy
Yeah,
rate.
and that shit give me chills thinking about that shit. Right. What's on the hard drive?
That's just what he dropped.
That's just what he dropped.
1000%.
He's got shit on the fucking hard drive.
Including verses that he sent to everybody. Like, I'm like, yo, that's
That give me chills thinking
no
about
wonder
that
why
shit.
his hair is falling out. I was
Facts.
But I think Wayne changed the game. With
did.
that. He changed the game because before that, you know, an artist, it was just the typical, I'll drop an album, I'll disappear,
I'll go away.
and
Or
then
I'll
I'll
tour.
come back.
Yeah,
or I'll
for
tour, do whatever. I'll probably do some features within the time, then drop another album.
Yep.
And then Wayne was like, all right, yo, I'm just going to keep upside your head. Bop, 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 bop. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, bro, like,
here's a good question. Who's giving us anything like that at that pace now? Or like, not at
Now?
that pace, close. Or something that reminds you of that.
Future.
Who's giving you Future?
Chris Brown.
Future. Chris?
Yeah.
Chris dropped like 40 track albums.
That's nuts.
Yeah, that's kind of
crazy.
OD.
That's too much.
Yeah.
But that
40 songs.
and he
get
dropped like every year.
I get it for the algorithms.
Yeah.
Like, it keeps you on the
Play-
album
and
longer.
for
sure.
and for the catalog.
Yeah.
The catalog, the playlisting keeps
Yeah.
you on the album longer. It's more, the labels
I get
know
it.
it's more beneficial for you to drop 50 songs than it is for you to drop like 7. So,
But my thing is just
Future,
like,
you right, Future.
but I feel like Chris Brown does it, but it's not as effective as Future does it.
Yeah.
Future.
You know what I'm saying? Future, yo, pretty much dropped 2 albums, and then it dropped his
dropped, like,
album.
and he don't got no
1
sm-
year, bro.
Right.
He don't got no smoke. He got the label back and he got all that stuff.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like he has that blueprint.
crazy.
And then Ross was like that also. Ross was dropping.
Every time he was like
Ross
that.
had a run.
Ross had a run.
He
He
had a
was
run.
just dropping consistent music.
including the mixtapes,
Right.
The Albert Anastasia joint,
Right.
and
Right.
Keep It in Rat,
Right.
Like he was dropping all them.
Right.
Yeah, he was going on a run.
This is an Amos question. Amos would know these answers like
was going
off
on
the
a
top.
run.
He would rattle because I know we're missing. You know, West Side Gun might be up there too. With
West
Gun
Side Gun
is
is definitely
on
up
a
there.
run.
Nobody talks about it.
Nobody talks about
No,
it.
Griselda, period.
Griselda
Yeah.
in general.
Yo, for sure.
And they dropping a lot of music.
Because they got soldiers
because the
dropping
whole
kind of stuff.
camper drop.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you'll get like West Side, and then
Benny.
like Benny 38,
Yeah.
kind of dropped
Yeah.
some
Con.
joints.
Yep.
And then like you have
38 is another one nobody's talking about.
Makami will drop a joint,
man.
and
Yeah.
like that's who's crazy. Mak is ridiculous, and then like gonna drop another joint, and then it'd be a crazy.
Yeah, they dropping a lot. They dropping a lot of music. Man.
And
they probably are doing it at the highest level.
That's what I'm saying.
I think
You got to match with quality.
they put
Like,
out-
that's what I'm saying.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, but I think that's a good recipe for success.
it is It
Because
is.
at the end of the day, with music, everyone's making music.
Yeah. Sure.
And it's at an all-time high now.
Every day.
Everyone,
Oh, for
sure.
everyone does. You go here, there's music, new artists, new here.
Yeah.
So in order to stay relevant,
Gotta feed
you
the people.
have to, unless you're the elite,
Yeah.
your Kendricks, your Drakes, you know what I'm saying? Like those
feeding,
Coles,
Right.
like if you're not them,
Yeah.
you'll get forgotten
quick.
quick.
You
You know what I'm saying? So you have to consistently, boom, 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 boom.
Almost
And-
like every month it feels like
right,
now.
right.
Yeah.
And if it's subpar, then it's kind of like, you just got to keep. You know what I mean? So you have to continue dropping shit, and it has to be good. Also,
good.
It has to.
You know what I'm saying?
It
So
has to be good. Like that's the part. We're like we live in such a big content age.
Yeah.
Where like
Yeah.
you don't even hear artists say like, "Yo, I want to drop some amazing music." It's more so I gotta release content.
yeah.
What
I
is
hate that
content?
term.
Right.
I hate it.
Like
so much.
content is it's such a blanket thing. It's content. Yo, I'm a musician. Check out my content. Content.
It's a nasty statement.
Where it's just like no, like I want to hear like you're a musician. Like yo, I want to drop like some really powerful music. This means this to me and this to me. I want to connect. I don't want people like the doom scroll forever. The content will never stop. It's no bottom to Instagram.
But see-
it's always gonna go.
Yeah, that's a
So
fact.
it's
There's no bottom. Yeah.
Drop.
I agree with that, but
That's your balance
I
there,
feel
bro.
like at the end of the day, like I don't know how to really explain this, but like the music industry has caused that because as back in the day when you were an artist, a label will come find you and say, "Hey, we see your talent,
for
we
sure.
like it,
Yeah.
we want to groom you, grow you, and all that, and put you out there to the masses." Boom. Nowadays,
Artist development.
yes.
Yep.
Nowadays, it's if you don't have a backing, a following, or you don't have this so many likes or this so many followers on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, they won't even look at you anymore.
They won't look at you.
So now, as a content creator or as a independent rapper, so what you have to do in order to stay relevant and compete with the masses, you have to continue dropping shit.
Yep.
And I think that takes away from the artistry. I think it takes away from, it could only be as good because I don't have the time or I'm not allowed the time to sit there to really work on it. You mean, unless you're one of the few gems to where it's like, you know what? When I do drop, people still fuck with it. I'm gonna take my time in order to give you that. But for the most artists that are out there that are independent, they're not as good. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they don't have a fan base to where it's like, you know what? I'll ride with you I'll ride that way with you.
And, but you got to think about it. A lot of this too has to be a conversation about when you ask the artist about who they want to be. Like, who do you want to be? Like, do you want to be? Nobody needs a next anything. I always hate that term. I've hated that term. I want to be the next this or the next that or the next. Like, no, like, who do you really want to be? Like, be realistic about, like, who do you want to be? What you're, like, the type of work that you're putting in and what you can achieve with it. Be realistic about it.
Right. But also,
because some artists, like, I don't want to cut you off, but, like, some artists don't want to be that. Like, they don't want to. Some artists
don't
like,
even
you know
what
what
that means.
Some artists want to be like, you know what? I'm perfectly okay with 300 people that will always pay to see what I'm on. Don't need to be big. Like, that is enough money for me, and, like, I'm cool with this cult following. These people will follow me for the next 35 years, right? And I'll be like the Grateful Dead of this shit, right? Like, they'll put their kids onto me, and their kids will rock with me. Like MF Doom.
Yeah, that's a great example.
Tech 9.
My son loves MF Doom.
Really?
Does anybody know?
Like, loves MF.
Like,
Doom,
before, like, you know, and I love MF. Like rest in peace, man. It's like the realest, man. I love MF. MF played a huge part of who I am today. But it's like
I can see that.
Doom, like. Doom wasn't like he had like a presence for sure. And he was up in pre-internet in a lot of ways too, for sure.
But he wasn't mainstream though.
But he wasn't a mainstream guy. Like, this is a person who also never even showed his face.
That's what I'm saying.
So and like his like people, like, he would do, how many like MF Doom music videos have you seen?
I don't think I've seen one, bro.
I was just about to say, I don't think I've seen.
I've seen a couple, a few, but it's like, but. That people like putting like imagery around his music.
I've
and
seen
like,
those.
Hey, I'm an illustrator, so like I love MF Doom, and this is how his music will live. Most Def, y'all seen Bay just did a whole concert doing nothing but like MF Doom music. Yeah, so it's about like, who do you want to be?
Right, but
not everybody can be Drake. Not everybody can be Kendrick. Not everybody can.
And they're okay with that.
They're fine with that. And they're perfectly okay with it.
Yeah.
I also think that a lot of artists don't want to be artists for the music. They don't love the music. They just want either the fame
100%.
or the money. That's it. But they don't love the actual the process. They don't love the actual process. They're like, you know what? I'm making music. I love the music. And I think that's where we're at today. Where there's a bunch of artists out there, and you know who they are, that just make music just to make music. There's no quality behind it. There's no artistry behind it. There's no soul. There's no soul. There's no feeling behind it. And I think that's exactly what's missing with music. It's
you're right.
TikTok music. Let me make music that's going to trend on TikTok that the kids can dance to and do whatever they do.
Quick money grab. Run it up. Run it up for a couple weeks.
And then boom. There's no longevity. Like, you think about a lot of these artists, they're not going to make it 5 years. They're not going to make it 10 years. You think about last year, there's certain artists that was out last year.
That was bubbling.
That was bubbling.
Facts.
Where the fuck they at now?
Yeah.
Facts. They're going.
You know, I think we talked about this, Earl.
Spice, we ain't forget you.
Yeah. Oh, shout out Ice Spice. Damn.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Oh my gosh. She lost a whole body off of her, dog.
100%.
They got her on the O, man. But that shit's crazy.
Yo, that's crazy.
He took her to the O.
Bro,
Rest in peace,
this was the reason for the fandom? Crazy.
But I think, Earl, we was talking about this. It's like, can you name how many songs from 10 years ago or albums from 10 years ago can we name that aren't Drake, Kendrick, or Cole? Ooh. Like classic joint. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I can only name maybe a handful.
A handful.
I'm sure you can name a few because you do this shit, but like to the point of like classic
classics.
shit, like
Classics, Bandana, Freddie Gibbs.
Oh yeah, that's valid.
Freddie Gibbs and
You
Mad
can
Lib
name
was
a
crazy.
couple.
Yeah.
couple.
That's
Freddie
crazy.
Gibbs
That was
songs.
crazy.
I would say
Gibbs,
shit.
Gibbs and
Anderson
Mad Lib
Pack and
were-
Knowledge.
Yeah, for sure.
No worries.
No worries.
They got
No
one,
Worries
maybe
is
two classics.
amazing.
To me,
Yeah.
we got a couple R&B joints in there, but it's to the point of like
Swimming, Mac Miller.
Swimming, I love
That was
Swimming.
like-
That's my
that-
favorite Mac Miller
when did that
album.
come out?
Believe it or
That
not.
was like 2011, wasn't it?
2018.
No, 2018. but
Was
he-
it?
he
It was right before or after he
away.
passed?
I think it was like right after.
Yo,
he passed.
since it's felt like 10 years since 2020.
And by the way, Balloonerism, fire.
I still got to peep. I still got to
Fire.
peep.
Yeah.
I would throw in YG Crazy, My Crazy Life. People don't
Yeah.
love that, but I love the West Coast sound.
I
Yeah.
low key. No, not even low key. Like Tyler the Creator really dropped one.
Let's come on. What are we talking about?
Oh yeah, for sure.
His recent joint.
Yes,
Yo.
fire.
I was in the car listening to that joint. Like, hold up, what?
Like,
Yo.
I'm
My
throwing
fa-
in
my-
Flower Boy. I
Yeah,
love
my,
Flower
favorite,
Boy.
my, my
Tyler,
favorite is Call Me If You Get Lost.
Call me
That
if you
shit is
get
Maybe
hard.
get lost.
That shit-
joint
that shit
is
with the
crazy.
DJ
That
drama,
was
bro.
tough.
Tyler's actually one of my low key favorite artists.
But you can tell Tyler gives a fuck about
He
the
cares.
art and
Oh,
his artistry. And
Absolutely.
he got so he does so much too. Like
and he takes risk.
Yep.
He takes chances, and he's not like anyone else.
he pushes the
No, he
needle.
doesn't.
Yep.
He's
You hear
not like-
Tyler, you know it's Tyler.
It's
Yes.
Tyler.
He's not like anyone else, and I think that's the problem. And that's what you kind of said. Everyone just kind of wants to copy off someone
Yep.
else. I
Yep.
want
Yep.
to be the next this person,
Yep.
and I just want to steal their sound. You know what I'm saying?
He's
whole
not
process.
scared to be Tyler,
Right.
Which
Facts.
I like. Like he's not scared to be
Right.
Tyler.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that takes courage. Like to be like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna just do whatever I'm feeling right now, man. Because this is
Yeah.
how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Like it's something that it took a while for me. And comparison is like the biggest thief, man, when it comes to this shit.
Yeah. So you talked about
try not to-
my fault to cut you off.
Go ahead. No.
My bad.
You good, bro?
You talked about something happening with, your music getting taken down. So I want you to touch on that because you said that was a big obstacle for you.
Yeah.
So touch on that and then bring us into how that obstacle has brought you into creating this body of work that you're working on now and that creative process.
So I'm gonna take the Drake approach. I'm just suing everybody. I don't
Sue him.
I'll clap for that.
I'm weak. Yeah.
But you're doing it for the right reason.
I feel like remember in Paid in Full when Mitch was like, "Yo, any motherfucker that look at me wrong,
Yup.
I'm suing you. Look at me wrong, take you to court. Anybody
Be
that
off in traffic.
owe me money,
Right.
take you to court. I don't care. Like for defamation, like, I don't care what you got to say. I feel defamacated.
Defamacated.
It's a new word. But
That's
no,
great.
like so I put this project out, man. Monster and the Margarita, man. I thought that was gonna be like
Great album, by the way.
it's crazy, right?
Great album. Loved it.
And I put that out there. I'm like, like right after, like not even 6-7 months after I dropped my debut. I was just like, yo, I just felt I felt that I was creative. I felt like I was in a good space. I was like, I'm in a good space. You want to release something else? And I was like, and I think this tone, and I purposely made that tone maybe a little bit darker. Like the tone for that was a little bit more darker, a little bit more aggressive. I think I was kind of getting to a space where maybe I was kind of rediscovering a sound. And like Monster and the Margarita for me was like a nice transition. Where I'm like, hey, I think I'm transitioning into like a sound. And I was like, at that point, I'm like, not quite, but I think I know what I kind of want to do. And Monster and the Margarita was like that space for me, like this nice intersection.
All right.
Put this project out. You know, it had some bangers on there. I had
You was rapping on that motherfucker too.
all that shit, right? Yeah. I had Apocalypse, Walk on Water, which I loved. Like
Yep.
I had so many joints on there. So
You said Outdone was on that, right?
Overdue
Overdue.
was on the album, the one that came before it.
Oh yeah, it is.
Which kind of felt like more of like a collaboration of like thoughts and ideas, but Monster and the Margarita was like a very focused project. Definitely a little bit darker, definitely more aggressive for sure. And that's the point I was at that point. I put that out. You know, I was like, hey, we want to lead off with like Apocalypse, and I'm kind of like prepping to really kind of like push this project. Legs gets like the rug gets swept from underneath me. Pull the rug from. I'm like, whoa, yo, like the project's doing well. Apocalypse going up in streams. Boom, boom, hit 40,000, 50,000, 60. The numbers were going up. Like every time I turned around, I'm like, yo, people are like receptive to the project. This is dope. Had like people writing, like doing write-ups on the EP. Like, yo, this is crazy.
Get press and all that.
I'm getting good press. Like here in the States, I'm getting good press overseas for the project. Like, ended up doing like some work overseas, and shout out to like Viva la France. Like they're a great like source out there, man, over in Paris, man. They always show me love with anything I do, man.
Fire.
Shout out to them. And like next thing you know, cease and desist comes. Boom, chops my legs from underneath.
How did you got a piece of mail came to your
Got
crib?
an email about it.
Damn.
That's got to be the worst.
Yeah.
Gotta be the worst.
Nigga, your heart sink. You see a cease and desist.
I got an email about it, and I was like, about what?
Yeah.
And it was one of my songs.
You had no idea. You didn't even. Did you have like an inkling or nah?
I didn't think a cease and desist was going to come from.
But did you know, like when it came, were you before you even like dove into the meat of the letter? Did you was like, oh, I know what this is about? Or
as I was reading it, like it kind of started to like unveil itself. I was like,
got you.
I know what's happening here.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're gonna take the whole song down. Perfectly fine. We'll move on. Nah, they took the project down. And I'm just like, is it worth it? For me, I was like, you know what? Like, cool. Like I could fight this. Like, is it how much time am I gonna spend fighting this? Like this
And
is
money.
also, and money. Like even if I can win,
Yeah.
how much am I gonna lose in
Right.
order to win? Like I'm like, yo, I could possibly win or get something from it.
Facts. Yeah.
But at that point, I'm tired. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'd still be fighting it right now. It'd be almost a year.
A year.
It'd be almost like 7-8 months. I'm like, yo, I'll still be fighting it today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I've spent X amount of $1,000. I've spent $20,000, $40,000, $50,000 fighting this.
And a few
Then at that
months.
point, I'm like, yo, and now then it gets to a point where I'm like, yo, I don't even want to make music at this
Yeah.
point. I'm done making
Yeah,
music.
it makes
Made
you
you.
makes you bitter.
It'll make me
Yeah.
bitter. I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? We're done.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, you know what? Cool. And like that point, it was defeating. I'm just like, damn, I worked hard on that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all right,
The whole fucking project taken
Yeah,
down.
man.
gone. 5
That's
songs.
nasty work.
Nasty work, bro.
That's it.
But the project was already done.
Yeah.
Like I was like, yo, we're gonna create another. We're gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again.
How you snap back into album mode
Yeah.
off a break?
I was angry.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I was like, we're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
And this project was really done in like October.
Yeah.
And then we were like, all right, cool. Project done in October, I'm dropping it in November. And then we're like, nah, it's not time yet.
That was your artist brain.
ended up taking. We had like 5 songs done.
Yeah.
We took 4 of them away. Only one that's going to be on a project that's like that people have heard is Chevy. Like
Chevy is some heat. So
Chevy is heat.
Chevy is
Chevy is
heat.
like
Maybe some heat.
and the Chevy.
You
was
gotta
the
leave that motherfucker.
Chevy was the last song I did before I was like, yo, we're taking the songs off. Like the whole project was done. I'm like, yo, we got to do this song right here. And it was like old school Chevy with the diamonds and shotgun riding with it. And my boy here was like, yo, no, this is crazy. And then we did a whole new project after that. Like basically, well, yeah, it was like 5 songs, including Chevy. We scrapped 4. Chevy came out and like, I think I dropped Chevy like in November, right around like Thanksgiving. And then it was just like, nah, like something had clicked when I dropped Chevy. And I was like, this is going to be different now.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I did the show. I did like 3 shows between November and New Year. Like between like around like Thanksgiving and New Year, I did like 3 shows. And I started testing a couple of songs, like ones that were going to be on the old project.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like
See what's more receptive.
see what's going to translate over.
Yeah.
Chevy always translates. Like I do Chevy live. It can be people's first time hearing a song. The moment the hook comes in, they know it. Like I'll give it to them once. Second time, like I can like stop like shotgun riding with that yap in my heard the groupies get the best mileage. Well, man, and my boy saw it. He was like, "Yo, this song is like that's you got a powerful record with this, bro. Don't." And then I saw what was kind of translating. Tested out some newer stuff that like nobody ever heard. That was gonna be like there's a new version of this, and I was like, okay, cool. I think we know where we at now. And now I think, you know, for what, like I said before, like what happened with the project and taken down and all that stuff right now, that this is the brainchild of that. So it's dope.
I feel like artists
Pressure
need to
make
do that
diamonds.
more.
Yeah.
Like actually test it. You know how comedians like go to
Oh,
like
yeah. All the
Comedy
time.
Cellar,
Right.
Oh, yeah,
whatever,
for
go
sure.
to like
Test all that
the
shit.
Funny Bone or whatever. You know what I mean? To actually test it to see like what translates, what doesn't, bro. I feel like artists don't do that enough at all.
No,
If
not
at all.
Because artists have egos. Nobody wants to have a song where they're like, I think this is dope, so they going just like, because I'm me. Nigga, they don't know you from a can of paint.
Like straight up though.
Versus
Nah,
real
real-
shit.
Honestly though.
Nah, real shit. Real shit. Definitely.
It's like when artists get on stage, yeah, y'all know who it is. They don't.
No,
They don't know who this is. Like you have to
Tell 'em.
show them.
Yeah.
Don't even show them who you
Right.
are. Come on, man. Y'all know. Come on, man. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy. You're not their boy. I can tell you that.
I don't know you.
Like
That's actually that funny.
Somebody has to tell them that though.
Yeah, somebody got to tell, but that they got to have better people around them.
it's your boy. I'm like, no. Your ex girl bought her +1.
That's crazy. We get into the nitty.
crazy.
That's what this is. Like
That
your-
one hurts.
Your ex came to show you some love, and her boyfriend is her +1.
With her boyfriend, her new joint.
Oh,
And like
Pain.
they really came here for the drink. Yeah. They
tears.
They probably came here for the extended happy hour. The drinks.
Oh, shit.
Bro. Talk your shit.
Yeah,
Talk your shit, bro.
shit off, King.
Talk your shit.
It's your boy. No, it's Taco Tuesday. What are you talking about? It's not.
$5 margaritas.
It's $5 margaritas in that.
Oh my God, man.
That's crazy.
But that's facts.
You gotta
That is.
show them.
You gotta
like,
show them.
I want like no, this is, and then like put your ego to the side. I'm like, even if like, because artists know when they're not 100% confident in the songs. They know.
the crowd knows.
Yeah, artists before they even get on stage know like, you know, like I like this song a lot. I wonder how like artists question themselves all the time. I do it all the time.
Yeah. But so by you saying that, my question is to you now, how do you know like, you know what, this song makes it, or this song is good enough for me to put out? Like, how do you go about that process? Because we all deal with self-doubt. We all, you know, it's a tough thing. Like, even like for me, it's like doing this pod, it's like, I don't know. How do you come to grips with like, you know what, this is good enough. Let me do it.
What you're asking for is to like give the audience on episode 39 a peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my process is a little different. Part of that for me is there's a connection that I have to a song. Like, it can't just sound good. Sounding good is one thing, but like I said before, I make music for me first. So like if I feel a connection to it, where if people ask me like, yo, what does this song mean to you? Like a lot of artists don't know how to answer. Like, yo, I heard your record. Like, walk me through this song. Like, what is it? What started it? What sparked the idea? What does it mean to you? Like when you hear this, what do you want other people to feel that what feeling did you have? And I'm not saying that there's no space for fun music.
All right.
There's tons of space for that shit. Make all the fun. I like to make fun music. Overdue was a fun song. It was good times. But like I still do have a connection with that song. Like there's something that I felt when I made it. Like
Right.
it's still something I felt when I made it. It wasn't just empty calories, you know what I'm saying? So
It's deep.
like a lot of times like I'm like, hey, I'll listen to a song and I'm just like, this is fire. And then at first I'm listening to like, is it resonating with me? Like, am I hearing like flaws and stuff like that? Okay, cool. Small corrections, certain things. But I'm sometimes different. Always, it doesn't always mean better. So I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I'm just wanting to be different. I was like, I just want something to be different. It's not going to make the song any better. So I'll put that to the side. Then I'm listening to it more. And I'm just like, man, like, and then I'll run back through it. And then when I get to that point where I'm just like, yeah, I'm just like, I keep running through the same song, and that feeling in my stomach. Doesn't go away. But like when that doesn't go away, like I'm like, yo, this is my 5th time hearing it. And now like and then I can start listening to it passively. That's a big one for me too. Like if I can put the song on and I'm not even actively listening.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, like this.
It's
this
still making
might-
you feel too.
And then
though.
I'll listen to whatever the next song should be, and the one that came prior to it, to see if, even if that's not the order, but to see if like there's a feeling that transitions from song to song, like where I'm like, okay, like yeah, this is where it belongs. Like this is
So is that your
needs to be
sequencing?
here.
Is that your sequencing process? That right there?
Yeah, that's my sequencing process.
You just passively just.
Yeah, like I'll actively listen to it for, of course, do my own mental editing and things like that, and then listening to what I'm saying, then I listen to things in a way where I'm like, I think there's a nice balance between you can be a lyrical rapper and still make music to not compromise that lyrical ability for people who don't listen to lyrics. So
Right.
like I try to, like, I'll do my bar count in my head because I'm like, all right, am I rapping too much? And I was like, okay, am I giving you a beat for somebody who isn't really actively listening to what I'm saying for lyrics, but like they can hear me and go like, dum, 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 dum. Like, okay, it sounds good.
Yeah.
But then like outside of the people who are like, okay, this sounds good, they're like, let me see what this nigga talking about. And then they hear it like, oh, he rapping for real.
Right. Right.
And it sound good. And then like I try to, I kind of listen to it from those perspectives. Cause like even as somebody who takes pride in their own lyrics, I don't want to hear that shit all the time anyway. I don't want to hear that shit all the time either. So I was like, I want to sometimes listen to it from where I'm just a vibe. And sometimes I'm listening to a rapper, I'm like, yo, I want to hear niggas like snap.
Facts.
But then one thing I noticed that like a lot of rappers do, y'all rappers take notes on this shit.
Yeah. Get your pens and fucking pads out, niggas.
Like
Straight up.
take pride in the things that you say. You don't got to be the most lyrical, schmirical. You don't got to do all that all the time. But take pride in what you say, and then like find balance. I'm like, okay, like this is what I have to say. This is how I make what I want to say sound good. Not like I just want to make something that's the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just vibey, bro.
Right.
It's just chill, just like super chill, like it's just a vibe, dude. Like,
And
I got like my Balenci's on, bro. Like, so I put my
Balenci's
Balenci's
on, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, with like the Prada, just like a real chill, cool, calm fit.
Earl about to throw up.
But like, take pride, man. Like, take pride in what you're doing. Take pride in that process. Enjoy the process. Something my man, my homie, man, Young Hot, it's my guy, man. It's my dude. So he told me something that really resonated with me, man. He said something just, bro, and everybody who's been in Philly for a long time, if you hip the Philly rap, y'all know who Young Hot is, man. He said something to me. He was like, enjoy the process. Like, enjoy every bit of this. He was like, so many artists take advantage of this. Enjoy every step of the way. Setbacks, all of it. Like coming out of pocket, the studio time. Like, damn, I'm gonna spend $300 on this studio. Like, enjoy this process. And he said this to me like relatively recently, and it's something that made me realize like maybe for a long period of time of like doing this, I wasn't really fully invested in enjoying the entirety of the process. And I think that's people going to hear the difference in this project coming up. Like, oh, he sounds like he's really having fun.
Right.
Like when you say you saw me on stage, I was just kind of like, like maybe in the music that wasn't translating. So I had to perform it on stage like that. Like, yo, he's up there. Half of it's like funny.
Yeah.
But I think when you hear the music, you'll hear the enjoyment now.
Right.
So now I don't have to do that on stage.
And
You'll be like, damn, I can hear it in the songs.
What triggered that? Because you have other things going on. Like,
Yeah,
you know
for
what I
sure.
mean? Like,
Yeah,
so
whole relaxed
what
life.
triggered that? Because like what you're doing and what you've done is a big investment, bro. And it can be scary. It can be tricky sometimes. So what sparked that?
That is it's a 14, 20 step process that isn't always linear.
Right. All right. Exactly that part.
Yeah.
So and like that part is scary because change is like something that you can't foresee. Like how do you prepare for that? And I think a lot of times that's what it was for me. I was very reliant on like, you know what? I got my education. I'm cool. Like this is it. And I'll just do music when I kind of feel like it.
Right.
And then I think somewhere in the middle of all of that and like during that process, I fell out of love with this. I knew how to do it, just didn't love to do it. I was like, yo, I know how to do it. This shit is easy. Like it was easy. But the passion in the music wasn't there. It was just the ability in the music that was there. And now I've gotten to a point where I'm like, you know what? You know, I'm thankful for the opportunities that I have career-wise, my education and all of that stuff plays a huge part of who I am. And in a lot of ways, it helped cultivate the type of music that I make too, my sound and like how it developed here and things that I learned as being an MC in the city and everywhere else. But I found my love for it again. Like, and I realized that my work isn't who I was. This is a gift. Like, what I'm able to do is a gift.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Like that shit
whether
heavy.
it be rapping or maybe if it's not rapping, maybe it's just my thought process, how I think about things can just be the gift. And rap is really just is the outlet to share the gift.
Share the gift. Wow.
And I think when I kind of got to that point, that's when I realized like something has changed in me for sure.
Faith. It sounds like faith is a big part of that process.
100%.
And even in being able to put it into words, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
because that's the biggest
Sure.
thing for me is kind of like, and I think that's why I go to therapy, because it's kind of like, I can think of something, it's in my brain, but I don't know how to put it into words.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the courage to put it into words
Right.
is hard, bro.
So for you to be able to think of something and put it into words and in an eloquent way, into a it can go with the beat, or it can make sense, it can rhyme, you know what I'm saying? That shit's it's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? So
It is.
It's definitely a talent. But I got a question for you.
Nigga, man. Let's go. Yeah.
He said all that serious shit is cool.
Right. Do you have a person that around you that you send music to and then be like, yo, this shit is whack? Like, yo, this shit is trash. Like, do you have that person? Because I feel like
person that I send music to,
like, do you have
that's
some,
going to tell me that my shit wet?
like, because this sometimes you may be, you know what, I think this is, but they know you can go harder. To be like, yo, dog, this is whack. You can go harder. You're better than that. You have that person in your camp to where it's like, yo, this ain't it.
I got people in my camp like that.
Okay.
Multiple people.
Okay. And
They keep it a buck, like 100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fire.
like they'll never tell me my shit whack because my shit's never whack.
right.
It can only be better,
This nigga.
but it's not whack. It can be better. Whack is strong word.
Nah, whack is a strong word. But you know,
I'm not whack.
I don't know. Maybe it's the
None
New
of my
York in me.
music
I was
never
just
gonna
about to
be
say
whack.
that's that New York.
It's the New York in me. But like, yo,
No,
You go earlier.
Yeah.
niggas would definitely tell me like, I see what you were trying to do here. Like you just didn't hit. Like this is dope, but it's just not hitting. Like I see what you're trying to do. It just didn't hit. That's cool. And like I'm perfectly fine with that. Like please tell me like my shit if it's not hitting, or if somebody might give me feedback and I'll reply in a way where I might have sent them something that's not finished. I'm like, well, it's also not finished. And I'm like, but I was. Like this is the concept of what you guys like probably hear. You guys heard some like some
shit that's not
It
done.
was all unfinished. I was like,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah.
but like you guys see the vision.
We
though.
see it.
And
Like,
we know when it's
right,
not
right.
finished.
We can hear it.
You know when
Yeah.
this joint is going to be finished, it's going to sound ridiculous.
Yeah.
But see,
Like-
is that constructive criticism saying like, not that it's whack, but it's like it can be better. Like, is that that's constructive though?
Yeah, for sure.
Like I like direction. Like I like
where I like people
I like
see.
direction.
I like when people tell me like, yo, like what didn't you like?
Why
like,
didn't
what could
you
be
like
better?
it?
Exactly.
Yeah. Like what could
Yeah,
be better?
for sure.
That's
sure.
like
And,
it can
I
be
don't-
better is
I don't-
mad vague.
Yeah, I don't push back. Sometimes like it might not be something better, but like I said before, different doesn't always mean better.
Facts.
Because like I've also been in a room where I've taken surveys with like a song about something I might have been
That's
up
a
in the
good
air
idea.
about.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, like who thinks that it's cool? Like I think that shit great like that. Another room was like, this could probably be. And I was like, okay, cool. Y'all was split right down the middle. Thanks. You guys were no fucking help.
This
at
didn't
all.
help.
And now it falls right back on me. I'm like,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Now it's really back on me to make the decision. And
Yeah.
and like I'll do things that way and stuff like that. But I do have like a collective of people. Sometimes where I feel like maybe my ears are getting a little too tired of my own sound.
Yeah.
I'm just
It definitely
and
muddies it.
I'll like text them, share. I started text stuff to you before.
all the time. All the
Like, I'm
time.
like, yo,
I
listen
love
to
it.
this here and there and stuff like that. I got people because it's usually people I know like I'll send something to that it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm like they're going to be listening to it. They're not going to put this out anywhere like that. So I'll send it out here and there like, yo, let me know what y'all feel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, and like, you know, sometimes it's criticism. Sometimes I'm like, yo, I like this joint a lot. or like, yo, this has a nice little bop to it, and sometimes it's like more so confirmation about what I already be thinking about the song. So things like that for sure. That's a good question, though, for sure. But I had people that would tell me, I don't want anybody to be around to tell me, like, if everybody like, yo, this is great
Every time.
Yeah. You're fantastic. You're wonderful.
Yeah, nah.
You're a gem. Like,
Yeah, nah.
I know when it is. You don't have to tell me that when it is.
Right.
I've realized when like, that moment happens. I know when I have a good song.
Yeah.
I don't have to like. I didn't consult anybody when I did Overdue.
Yeah.
Like when I did Overdue, I was like, this is fire. Send it.
Boom.
Need the feature. Boom. Done.
Do most artists know that? Like, do they genuinely? Because you see like old flashbacks to like Def Jam and like Rockefeller, you know, documentary stuff.
they know.
Where they like, this record will go, and then somebody like Kevin Lyles will be like, this ain't it. This one is going to go. And it's like a 50-50 split on which one is right between the two. Like, do artists truly know? Like, which one is going to hit?
An artist should know, but at the end of the day, it's up to the people to decide. But you know, when
Especially
you have,
if you pushing the button.
But you definitely know when you have a good record. You know when you have a good record versus a bad one.
Right.
Like you know, you definitely know that. But it's up to the people to decide. Like, cause you can be like, oh, well, I'm gonna put this out as a single, and then the people could choose like a B cut and be like, yo, this shit is fire. This is the one I want. Like, how many times have you heard people like have like an A side, B side, and people love the B side?
All the time.
All the time.
On vinyl records and shit like that, or on tapes.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, on tapes. You hear that, kids? Tapes.
They too young for that, man.
A side, B side. You
They
heard about,
too
heard
young
about that
for
kid?
that.
Vinyls. Where people like listen to like the B side of things and be like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Or like, it happens all the time.
B-side is usually where the heart and soul is.
Stuff that's
I agree.
like,
Yeah.
like stuff that the artist was like, yo, I want to put something out that's kind of like, the A side is like, hey, this is what I think the people are going to love. But people put the B side on and they were like, yo, this shit.
That shit's fire.
Like
This is the one.
in 2001, I don't think Renegade could have lived on an A-side because
that's a B-side.
the industry.
Yeah.
Like you bring up Kevin Lyles, right?
That's a B side.
He's like, yeah, that shit is fire, but this one is going to go because
yeah,
we
for sure.
know
Yeah.
what the fuck. We're going to make it go
Yeah, for sure.
in a sense, but also it's the manipulation of the business too.
Yeah,
For sure.
That shit is crazy, dog.
It's the business is. I think my personal opinion. I think artists should leave the business side alone. Leave the music,
Completely.
the music business, big business. Leave it alone.
But they should be privy.
Be privy. Be aware.
Yeah.
Of like
Savvy,
opportunities.
like-
Like be savvy, business savvy in this shit.
Yeah.
Because
Man, but find people that's gonna rock with you.
right, because nowadays, like the music business, like these record labels, they fucked up.
Downside,
They
man.
crumbling though.
They fucked up
down-
because
all
of
of
so
them are
much bad
downsizing.
business for so long.
Right,
Yeah.
they're the cause of it.
Yes.
you know what I mean, and now it's coming full circle,
And it's looking
you know what I'm saying,
ugly.
and it's looking ugly. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, because they did a lot of people dirty. You know what I'm saying, and certain artists. Okay, cool. They took care of them, whatever. I mean, I guess, but for the majority of artists, they did them dirty. They did them slimy, and
But
now.
like, for sure.
And now, like artists are starting to social media and all that. They're able to and all types of music, like Spotify and all that. I'm able to put my music on there, and I don't need y'all to do that.
Facts.
I don't need you to put my music on the radio because radio doesn't even exist anymore. Damn near, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody listens to the fucking radio. So now I can just put it Spotify tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So
And it's right on you.
Yeah.
Right. And I think the music industry didn't think of that. They didn't
Yeah.
think like, all right, you know what? At some point,
Shit gonna change.
the artists are going to figure it out.
But they did. They adapted. That's why the music industry's like downsizing. They don't have to do like nearly you do most of the work.
right.
Yeah.
They have the money. They just have the capital.
Right.
And they have the streaming platform.
Yeah.
So
They,
it's like
they in bed with the streamers.
yeah, they have the streaming platform. They have YouTube. They have they are the algorithm.
But imagine
Like,
if
you
they
do
would have.
everything else.
Yeah.
So then they just toss money at that. It's hot. We get you good. We get you all over. Make some bread. At the end of the day, you have to pay us way more than we even invested in you. So
Yeah. But imagine if they would have adjusted though, like 10 years earlier. Like the adjustment came so late, and it was just like a mad scramble. So
That's why when I see like artists like La Russell,
yeah,
that's
man.
changing, that's trying to change the game, and
Independent.
you can tell he's having a hard time, like just doing it because,
really breaking through.
because there's the powers that be don't want him to break through. You
Yeah.
can tell like they want him to fold, and I'm sure there's a bunch of record labels throwing money at him, like, yo, come
My-
get this 360.
Yeah, exactly.
my thing about independent I always say independent. Like, what is independent really?
Let's talk about
Like,
it.
what's really independent? Like,
What is it?
well, I'm asking you, like, what is what does independent mean? Like, not tied to the majors?
Correct.
Or like,
If you can fund your fucking
independent-
career.
Independent is kind of like how we use the word small business.
That's exactly what it is.
What's small? How small is small business? Like, how independent is independent artists? Like, I mean, we could be independent like mom and pop, because we hear independent, we think of mom and pop
Yeah.
type
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, but independent is also Chance the Rapper.
Independence is when you're not beholden to anything. Like,
Yeah.
That's what I think.
That's what-
Independent.
you know what I
That's
mean?
where
Like,
I'm going with.
yeah.
You.
You can be in partnership in bed with somebody, but not be beholden to every request, demand that they map out for you. I don't know how many artists fit within that bubble
Like,
though.
like on some like
Is Russ?
But like on some like does Russ own his royalties?
I think he
Does he
does.
own his masters?
I think he does.
I
I think
think
he
he
does.
does.
He don't
Because
know
when
he
his
produces all his shit.
because I know he was giving people a percentage
Yeah.
of his. I mean,
My
and that's the
whole
only way.
time.
You got to get
The only
percentages,
wa-
especially if like you've been sampling and all that.
Right. So my whole thing is like, I don't think you're able to do that if you're in bed with someone else. You know what I'm saying? So that he's giving other people. You
I
mean,
think Russ is independent.
I think he is.
like
pretty sure
fully
he is.
independent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what independent means for me. Like, I don't know. I think that's the problem with artists. Artists don't know
But like
the game.
What it really means.
So
Right.
independent could be so like you can be an independent artist, but like also signed to like an independent label.
Yeah.
And then things can be owned through them. Like
Correct.
It's muddy,
for a
man.
long time. It's a lot. Like the definitions are so loose because it's like, well, I mean, at one point wasn't No Limit independent, Master P,
Right.
Yeah.
and I was like, but were those artists technically like?
No.
I feel like because they were
Master
with
P was
Priority,
independent.
right?
Cash
Like,
Money was an independent label.
yeah.
And
And
then
like
you hear
so
horror
those
stories there.
technically were independent artists
TDE, independent label.
that like
But they
that-
were Interscope.
that people
Exactly.
also that you know independent. I'm signed to an independent label, so therefore I'm an independent artist. Well, that independent label has been taking money from you, and you also owe that independent label money. It's
And
but
they
yes,
own the
they're just
music.
not tied to them. You're just not tied to a big.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Shit is all a facade.
It's tough.
So
It's kind of weird. It's kind of
so-
crazy.
So my question, knowing how dirty and nasty the game is,
Yeah.
how does that work for you now? So let's say, obviously, you know, if they haven't already like reached out and
sure.
people reach out and be like, yo, listen, I want you to sign. I want this. I want that. Like, how do you even navigate that as an artist? Like, how
I've
do
said
you,
no before.
I mean-
I've said no a couple of times.
and but obviously, like, the right number will make you say yes. Because that's not but that's because that's how it normally works. Because at the end of the day, like, you know what, I'm gonna throw 300,000 at you. You're kind of like, nah, I'm good. But now someone throws 10 mil at you, and you're kind of like,
Then you start seeing words like perpetuity and shit.
You start looking at stuff in the contract that doesn't even look like English anymore.
Facts.
right,
And then you have to start hiring people
right.
to like really look at this. Like,
Right.
hey, like I don't even understand what any of this means. And it's like taking out a $10 million loan with your bank. Like
Crazy
but,
interest.
But worse.
Yeah.
But worse though.
Yeah. Now
Like-
I get it, but I know that
I know all about taking out a lot of money. This is I'm a Drexel graduate.
Yeah.
So shout out to Drexel.
but I know that time.
Shout out FAFSA.
Shout out to Fast Food. Go Dragons.
Yeah.
But I know that time's gonna come. So
Yeah.
my thing is just kind of like, and that's education for all the other artists out here.
Mm-hmm.
How would you navigate that? Because I know you thought about that. I know it's in your mind. Come on, nigga. He like,
Say, hold on, let me grab my drink.
right. I know you thought about it.
When the question good,
Yep.
What'd you say?
That 7 p.m. special. That 7 p.m. special come out.
take a sip.
Hey, like, I know
That's
you
real shit.
Yeah, I know you've thought about it, and I like, how would you navigate it? And maybe you don't have all the answers, but obviously there's other artists out there who inspired to get signed to a major and all that. How would you navigate it if it was brought to you?
Through prayer. I wanted to say
Yo.
through prayer. Very PC.
Through prayer.
Very PC. Through prayer and guidance. No, but I don't know. I've said no before to like some offers and things like that, and like I've definitely been extended olive branches before to be part of like writing teams, do a song here, which is cool. It means a lot to me because I'm like, dang, like you really reached out with a little guy like me and did this song, which is dope. But for me, I don't know. I mean, when that day gets here, I will the X amount of dollars in student debt me would say like, yeah, you know, it has to be this amount of money so I can pay the. But like in you know,
in real
in
life.
real life, right? When that opportunity comes, it would be so many different factors. Like hey, like who do they want me to be? Like what do I need to be? Like what is this contract really all entailing? Like do I have to go East Coast, West Coast? Like how long am I gone for? Like what does this look like for work? Like am I ready for this kind of? It'd be things like that. Like what am I already doing for myself that I don't make? Like am I making X amount and doing enough for myself to like finance like the things that I want to finance for me to even really do this? Like, do I have to give them any of this? And a lot of times, like what they don't tell you, a lot of these artists, like you have to come out of pocket like yourself, and then a lot of these contracts they'll like reimburse you for what you've already done. So it's like, well, am I like where am I at right now in my journey? Really? Right. And for me, I think I don't really think I can really be sold too much, and I think that's something that has like really kind of translated to my music. Like it's authentically me. It's me.
Before we get out of here, tell us. You got an upcoming project.
I do.
You've mentioned it a few times.
Oh, yeah.
It's called what? Violet.
Same. All the time my nigga. Light years. It's like a millennial. It's like a millennium in a nigga head. Say, you gave me all the time in the world.
The new project Indigo.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell the people what to expect with this project that's different than all your other projects.
You know, same old shit. Just different.
That's the cool rapper.
That's a cool rapper.
Yeah, that's a cool rapper.
You know, like if you just, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying, like you know what I mean? Like, but like I was saying, like you mean, so
you already know.
I mean, so I mean, y'all already know. You mean?
All that shit.
Please, like don't shoot me when you hear this. But like this project, it's called Indigo. Indigo is a color of like power, wisdom, knowledge, and like one day it just hit me. One day. I don't know what made, like I had a whole different name. I'm not even going to tell you what the name was, but there was a totally different name for the project. And if you've been like paying attention to my Instagram, you probably would be like, no. But it just hit me. I was like, indigo. Like, what is it about this color indigo? It is really just purple, like a purplish color. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I mean, am I listening to too much Prince?
That's when someone says purple to me. That's what I think of. I mean, like
I'm like, in my head, I'm like, is it too much Prince?
Mm-hmm.
Too much codeine? Too much Future? Is it?
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. Right.
Too much March Madness? What is it listening to?
Too much Purple Haze.
Purple Haze.
I'm like, is it Cam? Purple
Dipset?
Haze? Right. Too much Dipset?
Yeah.
But like something hit me and I was like, yo, indigo. And I felt like it just perfectly encapsulated. Miss Miller, 7th grade English teacher, I said it, encapsulated. Right? The project as a whole about the type of music, like what it felt to me.
Right.
It felt like growth. It felt like wisdom. It felt like a good time. It felt big. Like everything just felt like larger than life. Like the sound, just everything just, and it felt like when I listened to my first project and I listened to like what I've like created recently, it's just like, man, like if I was making this then, you know, this has only been a year. Right. And like, but there's a certain comfort level I kind of slid into. And I think with this one, people don't want to hear this and be like, yeah, I honestly think that this, and I'm not the type to toot my own horn or really, you know, give myself too many flowers to a point where it causes hay fever. But like I think when people hear this, people are going to hear this and really be like, man, like, nah, this is really something special. Like, this is something different. I don't think it sounds like anything else that anybody in the city is ever. Honestly.
I love that.
Facts.
Yeah.
Nah, I completely respect that. And
For sure.
And
I'm excited to hear it.
There's another question. I have one more question. But I think you're gonna have to take a sip too when I ask you this. What's your goal behind this? What do you want out of this? Like, what's because you know a lot of rappers like, yo, I want to be famous, or I want to be this, I want to be that. What's your goal behind making this music and doing the things that you do? What's the purpose? What do you? I mean,
I just want niggas to see what I'm on, man. Like, just to kind of see, like, this type of time I'm on. Like, I'm not doing this for fame. I'd save more money if I stopped making music. Honestly, it's not about the money. It's not. I burn through more money than a little bit just even, striving for this, making this, like, creating this. It's not about the money for me. It's not about being rich. I'll be fine. Yeah. I'll be okay. Like, do I know what it's like to struggle? Yes, for sure.
Mm-hmm. We all do.
Do I want to make struggle music all the time? Like, no, not necessarily. Mm-hmm. Like, do I know what it's like to still struggle? Do I still struggle with things today? Real life grown up shit. Like, do I struggle? Yeah. Like, do I know what it's like to struggle with, having certain addictions, like to having certain vices, to have, like, do I know? I know what all of that shit is like. Yeah. Like, but with this, I really wanted, honestly, just for people to feel what I feel when I hear the music. Because at the end of the day, like I said before, like, this is a project for me. It's like that I'm sharing with everybody else. So, and I want people to hear this and, like, for that to resonate, to be like, yo, like, this is, he really did it. He really did something different with this.
Right. Nice.
And I want people to hear that and feel that as well. Like, feel what I feel. Yeah. For sure. So, not for fame, not to be the coolest nigga in the room. I hate cool rappers. Like, but
Right.
no, shout out to the cool rappers, man. Like, y'all get me through the day. I love that shit. For sure. All the Futures, everybody. Yeah. But super talented rappers in the city too, man. That's fucking crazy.
Bad talent.
Yeah. What?
Honestly.
Oh my God, bro. There's so many talented rappers in the city. And I would like to give all those dudes their flowers, man. Hot, Mir Ali, Crazy Dapper,
yeah, man.
Who's Ty, everybody. Oh, that's kind of
that nigga Who's Ty is nice.
That's my guy. That's my dog.
He's nice.
So here's my question, right? I got a question for y'all.
All right.
I got a question for everybody here, right? So with the pod, this is a new year, guys. 2025.
Yeah.
What do you guys looking for this pod to be like at the end of 2025? Like, what do you guys have to have a vision. You can't, for sure. You guys have to have a vision for this. Sure. What's the vision? Like, this is a new year. What's the vision? How many days in? 22 days? 22nd, 23rd, right? Yeah.
Should feel like a whole 2 months already.
No, man.
My vision for the pod is to keep growing, and I want it to be a bridge, an outlet to the people. I feel like Philadelphia is not a city where we support each other, where we back each other, where we show each other love, where we talk about what the gripes are, what's going on, and build that bridge, that gap, and build unity. You know what I'm saying? So I want to bring that's the main focus, bringing more artists on here to showcase their talent, to talk about themselves, to really see who the fuck people are.
Tastemakers.
You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much my goal for the pod, and continue growing and grow something organic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, for sure.
I'm not looking to, I want to get the biggest artist on here so I can just, spike and hit. I mean, because my whole thing is like, and I was having this conversation earlier, like, you got to grow something, you got to build something from the ground up, and it has to happen organically. And people have to be like, you know what? Like, I fuck with them because they talk about the real. I fuck with them because they do things the right way. They're not just looking for clout. They're not just looking for just to get an artist on here. Nah, I'm bringing on regular people that's doing regular shit, and we're talking about life. You know what I mean? And that's why we ask you the question that we ask you, because at the end of the day, it's like we're asking you as a real artist that's coming up. What do you go through? How do you feel? What's your goals? What's that? Like, I'm not looking for the artist that's already blown up. Like, yeah, it'd be cool to have that, but at the end of the day, what does that do for the brand? So for me, at the end of the day, it's consistency and just keep growing and just staying true to who we are. I mean, I think that's my take for it. I mean, I don't know what Earl and Scoot got, but that's
growth. I see this as like just continuing to grow a network, not just only of shows and podcasts, but of community and camaraderie, brothers, sisterhood. Yeah, man, it's just so much that we can do, and I think that right now we talk about there's levels to this shit, right? We're in the level of building right now. We have big, grandiose ideas and plans, but right now we building, and it's just taking like this. Keep on going. Keep on collaborating. Collaboration is probably the key. Top 2 word of the year.
Collaborative efforts.
Yeah.
It's a big thing. That's something that I've learned a lot about this year too. Like how the power of a collaboration.
100%.
Sure. And then like sincerity in this. For sure.
You can't fake the funk.
Can't fake the funk, man.
You
can't. I try to be so sincere, and like when I say like I'm thankful for something, I really do mean that. It's not
100%.
You know, because I look at it like you didn't have to, but you did.
You did,
and it's just like I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. Straight up,
I never forget it, man. Yeah. How about you, bro? Like, what you think?
Yeah,
man?
so
what's your plans and shit, man? What do you
think?
So
with the Rap and Reason platform, we need to be fully monetized by the end of 2025, and I think we need to expand. Like we need, first of all, we need a home. We need an in-person studio, full time, because we've been doing a lot of things remote just because me and my mans just have crazy schedules. And we need to like find alignment in that way, and also like expand in the sense that we're doing artist interviews like the one we have here. We're doing live music reviews. Like that's our bread and butter. So we got to really lean into it. So with Dr. Jeremy McCool, man, that's what we've been talking about. So we actually had to put that in motion and have tangible, smart goals and actually execute them. That's the biggest thing. Like I like to have certain steps and like certain things. That's why I love what we talked about earlier was having like certain goals and aspirations. It's like, yo, it's tricky, it's tough, it's difficult. It can be challenging, and you have that inner voice that's telling you, you probably can't do it. Like it's cool. Like don't even try. You got to overcome it and just go, just fully commit to this shit. So that's what we on.
Fully monetized. I love that.
Something else I wanted to ask, like that's a little bit more lighter. Like, what are y'all niggas listening to right now, man? Like, what's in y'all algorithms, man? Like, what are y'all listen? What music are y'all niggas listening to? Something? If it's old, it's new. Put me on, man. What are y'all listening to, man? Pull your phone.
You want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Be honest. I don't be 100% honest.
I've been listening to Jagged Edge Walked Out of Heaven all week.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
The whole week.
The whole week.
I listen when I get into my editing bag. I'm heavy. I mean, I'm already an R&B nigga, but
that one song, no other song.
No, I'm gonna pull up this other song.
That's scary, bro. Like you already got like your number one song for 2025 wrapped up if you're listening to it. Though.
Facts. Walked Out of Heaven is heavy. I've been listening to a lot of Teddy Pendergrass. I've been listening to a lot of Teddy Pendergrass.
The Philly legends, man.
I discovered this. I didn't discover him, but new to me. This artist named Bathe and Bathe BATHE, and he dropped this song.
You have to put me on. I'm gonna have to figure out what that is.
Yeah, he put me on. He dropped this song called "Here," fire.
Yeah.
He dropped it on the 22nd, 2 days ago. Fire. I listened to that a bunch this week too.
Yeah, we might have to rap offline about that one.
Yeah,
the R&B.
Once we cut, we'll play it upstairs. Once we cut.
Yeah. For me, I've been heavy on Pusha T Daytona.
Wow.
That's
fire.
He was rapping on that.
Oh yeah. You mean Don Toliver, Hand Stone Psycho. I've been going that. Innocent Pack.
Nice. Innocent Pack.
Why Lord.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite Innocent Pack.
Yeah. That shit is fire.
Gunna, definitely on my Gunna wave.
Shout out to Gunna.
Yeah. And then even though I don't speak Spanish,
Bad Bunny.
I've been on my Bad Bunny shit, boy. I need
Shout out to Bad Bunny.
I need my little hot Latina, so I can get my shit off. You know what I'm saying? And then Thundercat. That's
Thundercat.
I fuck with Thundercat.
Earl, what you listen to, bro?
$5 Pony Rides, Mac Miller. That posthumous shit, that shit hard. Like that's one of my favorite posthumous
albums. Shout out to
albums.
Mac, man. We miss you, Mac.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out
Who
Mac.
else am I
R.I.P.
listening to? I'm listening to Hendrix, Future. I don't know why. I was just in that mode.
Yeah.
I was listening to Lil Baby Wham. I'm not the biggest fan. There's a couple joints.
There's a
on
couple
there
joints. That joint with
Glorilla
Future.
fire.
That joint with Future and Young
I've been
Thug is
hearing a lot of
fire.
heat about Wham. I haven't given like a real fair listen yet.
I haven't listened
For me to give like an opinion on it, but I've been hearing like some.
Right.
I've been listening to 30 for 30 SZA.
Okay.
With the Lana joint, the whatever, like expanded version, extended version, whatever, deluxe.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I've been on.
Yeah. Yeah.
What have I been listening to?
Yeah, what
What you been
do you
on?
listen to, especially as an artist? So, like, that's another question. Do you critique all these? Like, you listen to certain niggas, you be like, this is just whack, and they go with my whack shit. Like, you mean, and no offense, but you know, it's not as good.
I've been
that?
in a really. I try not to listen to too much music that I feel like is going to really influence the music that I make. I try to listen to. I listen to like easy listening stuff.
Yeah, lo-fi.
Not even that easy. Not that. That's too easy.
That's way too easy.
But like I've been listening to Al Green's greatest hits.
Love
Okay.
that. Love
Green's
that.
greatest hits. I went on like a nice little Sir run.
That's my
Yeah,
nigga.
yeah.
Sir's
Same.
my favorite.
But like I went through. I listened to some Faith Evans.
Okay.
Wow.
Some
Wow.
Faith Evans on here. Some Mint Condition.
What you been going through, man?
What else?
Nigga been going through a heartbreak.
then it was weird. Then right after that, you know what? Like went right on after that. Hustler's Poem by Jim Jones.
Oh my god.
Hood classic. Don't give a fuck with nobody else's. And then Purple Haze by Cameron.
Yeah.
Yo,
It's wintertime,
I
yo.
started going through the beef on my own. I'm like,
Right,
these niggas
right.
is beefing.
That's
I'm
crazy.
going to start going song for song.
Yeah.
And then I threw some Mason there after that.
Got
to.
to. Got to.
And then
World.
just for shits and giggles, a little bit of Yeah Baby by Big Pun.
Oh my
Okay.
God. Damn, you all over.
I was a little all over the place
Yeah.
this
New York
to
niggas,
start
man.
to start the year off.
That's what's
And
up.
then 702 I Still Love You.
Oh
For some
man,
reason.
I run that five
That
times,
beat-
at
that
least
beat
5
is-
times
that
a week.
beat-
What?
That
beat
shit
is-
goes crazy.
That beat is crazy.
I love that song.
It's kind of wild.
I love that
And
song.
Alchemist just dropped some. He's been dropping some heat.
Yo, he doesn't
And
stop
shout out-
dropping
and
music.
shout out to Rock Marciano, man. Rock Marcy's been dropping some heat.
Can we talk
for
about
sure.
it?
Yo,
I love rappers that rap like they have something better that they'd rather be doing.
Right.
Rock is so nasty, but like he raps like we took time out of his day to make him rap about like what he's been doing. Like
that's mad
I
funny.
love that style. Like I've always wanted to rap with that style, like where it's not even like he's rapping.
It's
He's
like
just,
effortless.
He's just telling you what he's in the middle of doing right now.
And I'll be back.
Middle of Italy,
Then I'll be
eating-
back.
like middle of Italy eating crawfish off a model back. Da-da-da-da. You be like, what? Hold on, what? What is he doing?
off a model back.
You be like, what? He's eating. He's doing what? I love that style. And like Alchemist, Rock Marcy. I'm not a huge. People get on me all the time about this. I'm not a big Larry June guy.
That's crazy.
Earl loves Larry
June.
June.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Like if like I'm more of a Dom Kennedy guy.
Okay.
Like and
I can see that.
Larry
I'm not
June.
mad at that though.
He's cool, but
Yeah.
he's not Dom
Do
Kennedy.
you feel like he be forcing it a little bit?
Sometimes.
Forcing the cool?
Sometimes I feel like he's forcing a cool.
I can
Where,
kind of see that.
like Dom Kennedy, like West Side with Love and like all them joints that he had, like Dom just had a crazy run. I think I just much rather listen to like Dom.
Man, y'all gotta come to LA. We gotta make an LA trip, man.
You should make
We
it
gotta
like
take
that.
an LA trip.
Like,
gotta
do
take an
you
LA
guys
trip.
think right now? Like, I mean, everybody. I don't like to ask people about the battle like that, but like, who are like some West Coast artists like y'all really rock with outside of Kendrick? Kendrick is always feel like it's a
Lefty
given.
Gunplay, I fuck with his crazy ass.
Lefty is nice.
Crazy.
I think Schoolboy just quietly dropped some.
Can we
heat.
talk about it? Blue
Schoolboy,
Lips,
Sir.
bro?
I mean, Sir is my favorite.
Sir is amazing.
sure.
Schoolboy is definitely one of my favorite West Coast artists.
Easily, bro.
I think he's,
Ab Soul is crazy.
but I don't listen to much West Coast artists though.
Easy
You know what I'm
Chike.
saying?
Yeah, man, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like, how do we feel about the East Coast though, man? Like, I seen Joey Badass is kind of starting to get.
Yeah, he
some.
should stop that.
Yeah, he gotta relax.
Just stop.
Badass,
he
man.
gotta
And I
relax.
love Joey.
And you know what? I fucks with Joey, but you can't call yourself the king of New York and all that.
been
You know what I'm saying?
acting.
Like, nigga,
What are we talking about?
But I think for me, I felt like when he said that, it was like he was in like acting mode, like he was in power.
Yeah.
Like it was like, yo, I'm the king of New York because you know they film in New York. So I was like, oh, maybe like he's in acting mode. I think he got that shit a little fucked up.
He need to chill, and I
But,
love that.
yeah.
He need to
I
chill.
mean,
He's
villain,
nice.
but I love Badass.
He's nice as fuck. I
is.
think that what's her name snapped on him though.
Rayvon. Snap.
Rayvon went crazy.
He went
Crashed
crazy
out.
he crashed out.
Heritage?
He crashed on Joey. And I like Joey.
I love Joey.
And like I don't think that I don't think that Joey thought that he was the one that was going to respond.
No, I don't think so.
That's like sicking your little brother on somebody and getting your ass whooped.
But like he responded though.
Did
and
he?
If I'm Joey, might leave it alone for a little bit.
I would leave it alone.
Yeah, I'm
Like
going back to set.
you have more to lose.
I'm going back to set.
Yeah.
I'm going back to my trailer.
It's not worth it though.
It's not worth it.
He gains more.
Yes.
Yeah.
He definitely
gain.
gains.
Yeah.
He gains more than you gain if you
It
respond back.
kind
sure.
of played out like
Like he's
a little.
nice as shit.
It kind of played out like a
Nice as
political
fuck.
play to me a little bit.
did.
But
It felt like one of those.
Yeah.
I feel like every once in a while, New York has a rapper that does one of these New York wake up songs.
Yeah.
And I think right now it's just Joey Badass.
But I felt like there's a void for the New York rappers. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to ask y'all that too. How
there's
do
a-
y'all feel about that?
Yeah. There's a void. There's a void. I don't know who stands out. You know what I'm saying?
nobody does right now.
'Cause, like,
Well,
as a-
let's not say that.
Like as a New York, like
We saying New York City
New York
because
City.
Buffalo is in New York.
Buffalo,
yeah.
Griselda is.
But we're considered New York City.
Okay.
Like, I mean,
Buffalo is Buffalo. Who else? They got what's his name from like Rochester. He's from.
Who you talking
I can't
about?
think of his name, dog. I can't think of his name. He's nasty too. And then you got Stove Got Cooks. He's from Syracuse.
That nigga Stove.
Right.
Stove is from
Right.
Syracuse.
I'm not here. Okay.
So it's just like
Stove
it's-
got his night.
Everybody
Stove
like
got.
you like the nicest rappers in New York come from like Ithaca and stuff like that.
Upstate, way upstate. 18
like
feet of snow.
mad far, bro. Like
Nigga, when you walk outside and see a whole fucking skyscraper of snow, all you can do is rap.
But like you get like the nicest rappers like so far up New York that some of the signs come in French.
It's crazy.
Like you like dog, like where is he from? Like dog, he's
Shit is
from
crazy.
he from Niagara Falls. You like what? He rap like this?
No fucking
That's
way.
mad far. He's like
mad
that's
far.
it. But like New York, I mean, it's New York do gotta wake up. I mean,
It does.
because I mean, it's hard if you're in New York. Nah, I ain't gonna say it because New York rappers gonna come from my neck.
Steve, you gotta sign us out. We're gonna be talking for the next 3 hours.
I know.
I'm just saying, like, it's hard if you're a New York rapper. Like, because Philly got the best rappers, but like, as a New York, like, it's hard. Second place.
Talk about
Oh
it.
shit.
Second place. is
Don't
hard.
we?
Oh shit.
Let's not.
That's for part 2.
That's another episode. That's another episode, but we already
yeah,
know. Like, Philly really is the home. of the-
Yeah. So Indigo album drops next month.
It does.
Do you have
It drops
exact
in
date?
February.
February. What have you thought of an exact date?
TBD.
TBD. All right. Indigo album drops next month.
Be on the lookout for that.
It is going to be way sooner than everybody expects, and then like once within like the week of that drop, you know, you're gonna reach out to the fam here, and then everybody who's tuning in will definitely know that Indigo is on its way.
Absolutely.
We're leaning
Absolutely.
towards like the middle of the month. You know, just kind of all the recording is done. Everything is done as far as recording, and now it's that fine tuning process of mixing and mastering and the whole nine.
Getting
track
it to
listing
sound
and
all
everything
nice
is
and
done.
pretty.
So, gonna button everything up, put a nice little bow in it for everybody. But February for sure. I'm excited for this.
Good shit, man.
Bet.
Hype.
Miles is gonna stay here and kick it with us. He got a little something for us
go.
after we sign out here. But fellas, y'all got anything? Y'all got anything before we sign out here?
Nah, man, great conversation. Good to
No, man,
chop
it was
it
a
up
good time,
again,
man. It was a good time, man. I love
we
being
definitely
here.
appreciate you for
Guys are
coming
dope.
to shed some love.
We could talk all night.
I mean, we could.
Oh,
we
yeah,
could
for
do this.
sure,
We could do
man.
this all night, man.
Yeah.
But we definitely appreciate you for stopping by, man.
Absolutely.
Shout out,
absolutely.
shout out to Miles Anthony. Y'all go cop that Indigo album that comes out next month. I'm Steve. We got my boy Earl here. Scooty Bang Bang.
Bang, bang.
Yeah, and we got Miles right here. Yo, thank you for tuning in for another episode of 7
Give us
p.m.
all.
in Reason, Rapping Reason. You know what I mean? We here. Love y'all. Peace. Later.
Peace.
Yeah, Miles, 7, West Side, Philly. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Lately I'm feeling too uninspired and undertested. Excuses I make when I'm running reckless. No one accepted. Story of my life like it's One Direction. Copy and paste rappers I'm unimpressed will become obsessive. Niggas need to watch they manners and they tone when they speaking to me. I've been batting 1,000 with this rap shit to keep it a G. Lot of rappers searching for that purpose and reason to be. Standing on that square business, rest in peace Tina Marie. My particular flow is 101, that means it's never been something before it, dog. And none that comes shine bright as the summer sun. Means I cast light on the shadow, you niggas running from her. Bullets don't got names, so you throw a nigga in front of one. Think outside the box while your mother just threw her son in one. Better check the height on conclusions you niggas jumping from. Never been the one for formalities like a cummerbund. And women got baggage, but it's always more important about where she getting the luggage from. Thinking that this something that it was until it wasn't one. Rebounding like Andre Drummond and caught another one. Put a foot through your soul like Zion before the one and done. I hope I give you everything you hope to hear. Niggas been going David Blaine their whole career. Everything is just smoke and mirrors. Pen is like fitting all in the open air. Your shit is like when they pull that curtain back, it's no one there. It's like you levitated till something was holding up the chair. Rabbit out the hat till I noticed them bitches come in pairs. Niggas wonder how I stay diligent through those mumble years. Didn't think I'd feel this feeling in like 100 years. Yeah. Didn't think I'd feel this feeling. Miles, West Side, Indigo, 7, Philly. What up?
She.